Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at marketplace e-commerce. We're going to dive into this specific feature, but we're going to not only cover the feature itself and some of the benefits of this feature, we're also going to take a look at real world examples and some different iterations of this specific scenario for marketplace e-commerce. We're also going to talk a little bit about some of the permutations or iterations that you might see around this feature. And then we're going to wrap up. And if you can stick around till the end of the video, going to have an opportunity to take advantage of some complementary resources that we have available to you as it relates to marketplace e-commerce. With that said, let's dive in. Marketplace e-commerce product details. This is probably where a lot of their buyers are going to dwell for a very long time. So let's talk about this in some detail and get into some of the nuances. The first thing that we want to note is that the product details really needs to be customizable to your type of user. Now, depending on the user, this may need to be a very visually immersive experience, or it may need to be more focused around the data. And in many cases, you may have multiple different persona types depending on what type of subcategory you're presenting of product detail page. So depending on that, we may want to make the page adjustable or sort of make it so they can drill down and get access to whatever type of experience they're more accustomed to. Now, ultimately, we almost always, if not always, want to have pictures and media. This can include immersive video as well as other media types, like maybe a 360-degree virtual view of the items, possibly access to PDFs or documents or guides. In many cases, this can really depend, but ultimately, the ability to have multiple different media types that make sense for your specific industry. Now, the other thing, of course, is the basic meta information for SEO optimization, as well as a very clear title, as well as price, timeline for delivery, inventory. We may have this information catered to the particular user. So if that particular user logs in and they're authorized, they may have a discounted price or other available terms that they have that are going to show on the page dynamically based on their role that they're in. The other thing that we want to do is make it really, really easy for them to understand how to proceed with a particular product. So here you can see we're looking at an example that is a quote request type of product. So the user has the option to go ahead and make a request for quote. They can also go ahead and contact the supplier. And we can see that the supplier is online now. So we're actually getting details around this particular supplier. And we also have some details around this particular product where we're showing related products to this product. Now, we may also want to show reviews of the product, information that's really pertinent depending on the marketplace scenario, as well as you drill down, some of the information that might be really helpful is how the packaging and shipping is going to work, how the fulfillment will work, of course, detailed features or attributes of that particular product, as well as the ability to drill in and look at company information for the seller, possibly transactions that the seller has conducted and what the reviews were of those transactions. We may want to be able to show certification around that seller and what level of certification they've reached and what sort of percentage confidence, and again, the number of transactions that they normally conduct. Now, ultimately, this is going to depend on your scenario, but here you can see, again, we sort of have a little supplier card that we're showing. This shows transactions and their assessments, their response time, and their response rate, for example. Now, the other thing that we want to do is, of course, be really engaging the user so they can see next steps, possibly looking at related products, personalized marketing, and other advertising, which could include educational material for them so they can learn more if they're really just in a instructional phase or they're doing a comparison. They haven't quite gotten to the transactional phase of their experience yet. Okay, so ultimately with a product detail page, one of the other big things that we encourage you to think about is users who may be looking for something but not right now. So they may want to subscribe to this particular seller. They may want to be able to get an alert if the price goes to a certain level. They may want to chat with the seller. And so we're going to show some examples of these different types of engagement. They may want to get a request for quote, but really see how low they can get the price to be. They may be looking at fulfillment time and this being a showstopper for them. Is the marketplace going to take care of the taxes and the customs and duties and the intermodal shipment that's necessary? So we may have a lot of these questions, and we want to be able to present that on the product detail page. So now the question for you is, what specifically in your marketplace e-commerce scenario, what are some important aspects that you would cater for your specific scenario? Do you do a lot of organic SEO? If so, maybe we can take some of the variations of the product and have a lot of detail come in from the product specifications that the seller is uploading and make that indexable so that the entire set of data the seller uploads, they're basically producing SEO content for you. All of that information gets pushed into search engines so that your site gets indexed more heavily. Is there a scenario where you want all of the information to be private? Or maybe you want it to go through a detailed approval process first. Sometimes in our marketplace e-commerce platforms, the actual products are standardized, and basically a seller is just indicating that they offer that standard product. So the description and a lot of the imagery, etc., is standardized within the marketplace, and they're simply saying that they offer that product with a certain inventory level. So how do you want to do that? And these are questions that you can answer. You may want to grow into a more advanced opportunity to be able to standardize and make your content more consistent. So what is that timeline and what is that process going to look like for you? We really help with this set of topics and more in the complementary resources that we're going to talk about next. And I certainly want to say thank you for watching this particular video and encourage you to continue to stay tuned for more, hopefully very helpful information on your marketplace e-commerce journey. Thanks for watching this video on marketplace e-commerce. In this particular edition, we went into quite a bit of detail. However, we want you to know that we have complementary resources that you can download for free that give you a summary and a cheat sheet on key aspects of marketplace e-commerce. In particular, we go into quite a bit of detail around a checklist. It can be really helpful when upfront planning for a marketplace e-commerce project. We also have go live steps and optimization steps around various different aspects of running the marketplace, making it self-service, setting up the governance rules, optimizing for organic SEO, performance, security tuning, and really the list goes on. We certainly encourage you to take a look at those links in the description. And as always, if you would like to, we encourage you to go to town on that like button. Certainly feel free to subscribe so you can get notifications about additional videos like this. And we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.